missed this though, right?
No. I can't move into my house tonight either, everyone.
Looks like we're back active again. It's 7 minutes and 45 seconds left to go here in the first half. It's still a 0-0 tie. Not really much happened during our break here, but we got this up and running again. Hopefully we can keep the broadcast going. The Jaguars just won a corner kick. It'll be Ella Hudacek stepping up to take the corner. This is the fourth corner kick for the game. Fifth corner kick for the game, actually. Looks like they, Allie, they've got a little setup for a short kick there too, but it looks like it is being covered by the Dragons. She sends the ball in.
Ooh.
Great ball. Ella Becker was screaming in there, and I think she's just looking at herself and thinking maybe I could have got a little bit there, closer there to get a header in for that score. It was really close.
Yeah, and I feel like the one way to fix that there would be their timing of the runs. They were all in there kind of just waiting around, and instead they should start their run in as she drops her hand, and it seemed like they got there early, so they missed the ball.
Johnston's put on a good counterattack here after the corner kick. LA Street snuffs that one out and sends it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons. Courtney Kovacs tries to sweep that one out of play. Balashida steps up, gets a good kick on the ball. Hudacek stepping up for some one-on-one. Balashida sends the ball back out.
I don't know if I agree with that one.
A 50-50 ball, and Kroska's called for the foul. It'll be a free kick for the Dragons. Should have gone probably the other way, but the ref saw what he saw, and he made the call for the Dragons. Dragons putting it into play. Centennial defenders in good position to be able to send that one out. McKenna Hilton sends it up the field. I want to take this opportunity to thank once again one of our postseason sponsors. A big thank you to Nick Josh Fitness. Unlock the potential of every athlete through cutting-edge performance programs from speed to power to elite level coaching.
Martin and number 11, Avery Porter.
Thanks to Nick Josh Fitness. Jaguars with a throw-in. Ava Martin heads that ball over a defender and then is going back to chase it. Pennington with some ball control, sends it to Ella Becker. Becker to Hudacek. Oh, a nice ball into Pennington. It must be an angle up here, but it looked like that was right at her feet. And
Yeah.
She could have taken a swing at it, but obviously it was out of her reach because she wasn't able to get a toe on that one.
And I think part of that could have been too is that it seemed like it was on her left side, and I know I think she's a righty, so that could have been part of it too.
Goalkeeper coming way out to make a play on the ball. Picks it up right at the edge of the box. She sends it in short. Porter steps up, gets a good touch on the ball. Three minutes and 45 seconds left to go here in the first half. It's still a 0-0 tie. Ava Martin sends the ball in. Porter takes a couple steps after, realizes it's going to be going out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons deep in the Jaguar offensive territory.
Referees seem to be having some words with the forward of the Dragons there.
Clean play there when Dragons go down, but it was a clean play. Be another throw-in for the Dragons. Ava Martin gets it to Porter. Compton steps in. She goes down, a hard tackle, but no foul. McKenna Hilton with a touch, sends it to the middle, takes a long shot, and it's nowhere near the goal, but it'll be a goal kick for the Dragons.
Seems like the wind's died down a little bit, looking at the flags out there.
So just to recap, about 2 minutes left to go here in the first half, just a little bit over 2 minutes. 0-0 tie. Most of the possession has been for the Jaguars. I don't know if we even have a shot on goal for Johnston. Do we yet?
I don't believe so.
They've been down there a couple times, but I don't think the goalkeeper for us has even touched the ball. Kate Bergen at all in this first half. Maybe a couple times.
Yeah, I think she had one roll into her, but that was about it.
It wasn't a real shot on goal. It was just a ball that trickled in there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it was a free kick.
Yep, you're right. And she stepped up and scooped it up. I remember that now. So really, she hasn't had much to do here. But the goalkeeper for Johnston has definitely been kept busy. Minute 30 left to go as we wind down to the end of the first half. I know the Jags would certainly love to get something to happen here. Looks like it's not going to be a throw-in. It'll actually be a foul for a push, I think the referee indicated. So it'll be a free kick for the Jaguars just past midfield. Hudacek puts it into play. Shinas with a handball just at midfield. It'll be a free kick for the Dragons.
More like a cast ball on that
cast
one.
Ball, yeah. $40 seconds left to go in the half. Still 0-0. Balashete steps up. Johnston still pressing up forward. They're still trying to get something to happen here at the end of the game. They've got a nice little pass on. Well defended by Hudacek. We have two players on the ground. Looks like Kovacs and Hudacek on the ground as they try to clear that ball out. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons. They take it quickly, not allowing the Jags to reset. 10 seconds left to go. It'll be a throw-in for the Jags. I think they'll probably just keep it at the sideline for the rest of the time here and go to halftime. 0-0 score. Jags and the Dragons. We're probably just going to keep it here and talk a little bit as the halftime goes into effect here. We'll probably take a small break here.
Yeah, really nothing to do tonight. So Andy Pollock here right now. We've had some technical difficulties here tonight. Appreciate everybody sticking with us as we bring you the game. Doing it old school tonight, just going straight video and let you know what happens here as we go. So we've got halftime right now, 0-0 Johnston and Centennial with what to me as I worked on the trying to get things back on the stream was a very first half. But for you guys right now, it was really Centennial controlling a lot of the first half, but really not much more than that. A few shots on goal, but not much else going on with all that.
Yeah, definitely possession was definitely in the Jaguars' favor. Very little possession for the Dragons. They did get a couple balls down there, but really has been pretty one-sided, lopsided in favor of the Jaguars.
So we've seen this throughout the year with the Jaguars where they control the ball a bunch. They have a lot of it. But it's one of those where you're chipping away, and eventually the defense finally cracks. Johnston very organized defensively, and they've been able to keep the Jaguars at bay, which is nothing new because the first time these two teams played, they went to a couple extra periods.
Yep, score in the final period of overtime was the difference in the game. So I definitely see the makings of something similar happening as well this time, but a lot more on the line for both teams as that ticket to state is the final outcome for the game tonight.
So we are in the Gershman Mortgage halftime show right now. Andy Pollock with Austin Oliver and Allie Jumper as we just kind of continue to go tonight as we take a look at things. Gershman Mortgage is the proud supporter of all Ankeny sports, whether you're looking to purchase a new home, vacation home, upgrade or remodel an existing home, or refinance your current mortgage. Gershman Mortgage is here to help. With over 65 years in the mortgage industry, they have security, experience, and unmatched service. Visit their Ankeny office. Call 515 964-5952 or visit www.gershman.com to get pre-approved today. Gershman Mortgage, NMLS number 138063. Also want to thank Iowa Rush for all their support of all these streams that we've done throughout the course of the year. They've been very generous in their support of making sure everything gets on the air. Iowa Rush has a lot of camps coming up. Go to their website at iowarush.com and they can certainly let you know what's coming. There's a lot of different opportunities for all skill levels there for the Iowa Rush. So we'll make sure to give them their thanks and check them out on their website. Alley jumper tonight. As we look at this is a goalkeep's dream tonight. As you look at this score, you get the feeling that any little giddy up, any little hitch right now could be the difference in ending a season or going to the state tournament next week.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Centennial goalkeeper, Kate Bergen, hasn't really had anything to deal with up until that last little, I don't even know what you would call that there, the last little opportunity by Johnston. So we'll see if Centennial keeps that momentum of keeping possession or if Johnston takes over.
Take a look at our halftime stats brought to you by Lane Family Wealth Management. Stats can show which team is on the path to victory. They can also show if you're on the path to the retirement you want. If you are just kicking off, or if you want to know if you need to make some halftime adjustments to your current plan, contact Lane Family Wealth Management at 515-322-7971 for your free one-on-one meeting today. Austin, you've been kind of tracking things throughout tonight.
Yeah, stat-wise, not a lot of stats for the Johnston Dragons. We only had one shot on goal off of a set piece that Bergen was able to easily take care of, no problem. For the Jaguars, we got 3 or 4 shots on goal, and they've had 5 corner kicks so far in the first half. So I think, Ali, as we go into the second half, that's going to be something. If they could keep that going, something's got to give in those situations with the corner kicks, right? Is that the way you see it?
Yeah, hopefully. But I know this season and in seasons prior, especially ones I've been a part of, Centennial has struggled to score even in games where they've had majority of the possession. So hopefully that's not the story tonight, but that's kind of what it's looking like as of right now.
So as we continue on throughout the halftime right now, I want to make sure to thank US Cellular as well, as they provide us all the equipment to get things going, and we still are able to get the stream tonight. We'll try to do a better job of letting you know what happens with the score and the time and all that good stuff as it happens throughout. The Centennial girls trying to become the second Centennial soccer team to make the state tournament here in the spring, as the boys team punched their ticket last night with a 2-1 victory over Hoover. And that was a fun one, Austin. Alley, you guys were on the call, and it was one of those where the whole game just kind of goes along, and in about 30 seconds, you get a Hoover goal and you get a Centennial goal, and just like that, that's what we've got, and the Jags end up punching their ticket last night to the state tournament next week. 2
of those scores happen within, Ali, 30 seconds of each other? I think
after kickoff.
Yeah, they put that ball into play, and Hoover tied it up with a very nice goal from Ben Mununga, I think is who scored that play from Hoover. And then right off the kickoff from that, it was, I think, 3 passes, and we had a guy scoring on our end as well, so it went up that 2-1, and then kind of settled down after that. But it was a chippy game as well, but really fun to watch.
Yeah, a lot of yellow cards were handed out last night.
Well, that's kind of been the MO in the postseason. We've seen more yellow cards in the postseason on both sides than we've seen for most of the season. Everything's just amped up a little bit more as all the teams have everything at stake right now. It's you got a lot of seniors who are done with school right now. This is the last event that they've got, the last sport that they will take part in throughout their high school careers, and everybody's fighting right now to make sure that continues. We look forward, speaking of continuing sports seasons, we look forward next week to start to bring softball to you. We are working on, we will have the Jags versus North Polk game on Wednesday night, and if everything holds the way we're working on it right now, we're hoping to bring to you the Jags versus Hawks game on Thursday night, which will be down at the south side for Ankeny High School, and we'll bring the softball game to you as the Jags start off the year ranked number 2. But boy, do they have a tough one this weekend. They've got they'll be facing a lot of top-ranked teams here as they work through the next couple weeks. They'll have a pretty good idea by next Thursday where they stand as they play number 1 Fort Dodge on Tuesday night up at Fort Dodge. So that will be hopefully a good game as well and a rematch of last year's state championship game. But we've got soccer on the brain tonight at SUBSTATE final here for Centennial and Johnston tied at 0 at halftime, and really no surprise as we watch these teams battle to a 0-0 tie and play a couple extra periods many weeks ago. It seems like a long time ago right now. That soccer season, it doesn't really take a whole long time, but man, you get into it, it's pretty intense. You're playing a lot of games in a hurry.
Yep, just about 3 minutes left to go in the halftime. We'll be setting it up for the second half. Hopefully technical difficulties are behind us for this, and we'll bring you the whole second half for you guys. Just updating you on one of the other scores here, Metro in the in Ankeny area here. Ankeny's up 2-0 over Cedar Falls, I believe, right now.
Yes.
And that game is at halftime as well. So good to see that for the city of Ankeny as well. I know that a lot of the girls that are playing for Centennial have played with the Ankeny Hawks over the years through club play as well.
And not only the Ankeny and Centennial girls, the Ankeny and Centennial boys are both going to be at state. So trying to complete the what do they call it? The
Quadfecta.
Quadfecta, is that a thing?
I think so.
Trying to get all four of the Ankeny and Centennial teams here to the state tournament. So we've got actually some of the best weather we've had all year going on tonight with no rain. We're able to actually see what's going on out there on the field, and we go through and watch everything. Of course, we apologize, no graphics tonight, but try to keep everybody updated on what's going on throughout. And the lights are on and the wind is blowing. It's still a little chilly for May 26th, I think we're sitting at right now. But we are playing soccer tonight, and playing soccer with a chance to go to the state tournament. Boy, I just was getting updates earlier today from the state golf tournament going on as well. And this is not the type of weather that people want to golf in either right now.
Absolutely,
This is Andy Pollock with Austin Oliver and Allie Jumper as we sit here at a 0-0 halftime as the referees come back out on the field. We'll have the players back out here on the field shortly. Want to make sure we haven't had a chance really to thank all our sponsors throughout for the postseason so far. Sonny's Pizza Bistro, of course, Centennial Digital as always is driven by Freedom Tire. Wilson Toyota, Kristen Geiger Real Estate jumped on for the postseason to make sure all these games got on. Nick Jarash Fitness, Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama Ankeny, Humble Travel, Wendy Thompson is that affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, the Iowa Rush Soccer Club, Ted Sandine Photography, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, U.S. Cellular, Made in the Shade, Wheeze Tees, Edward Jones, and Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC. So thank you to all those teams, or all those businesses, for being with us here throughout not only the regular season, but the postseason as well, to make sure that we can recognize our student athletes here at Ankeny Centennial and see their accomplishments out on the field. Austin Alley, as we move to the second half, what are some of the thoughts going through right now as far as adjustments? I know Centennial has controlled the ball for most of the first half, but it's going to come down to being able to take a shot on goal at some point and get a few more of those and hope it cracks.
Yeah, I think the Johnston Dragons are going to keep that tight defensive setup that they've got so far in the game, and they're just going to look for an opportunity, because it only takes one to send a ball over the top and have somebody be able to run down on top of it and be able to put it on goal. So I think that's defensively, that's what their mentality is going to be probably for the rest of the game here.
I agree, and I don't think Johnson's going to change much, as we ended the game there with the best opportunity thus far that they had. I think Centennial might change something with their attack, maybe going with one extra person up top or a more organized press. We'll see, but Centennial, whatever they need to do, they definitely need to focus on scoring goals here.
Yep, so we're just winding down for the halftime here. The whistle, or the halftime horns blown. Both teams on the field with their huddles, giving their final instructions before we start the second half. We'll be flip-flopping sides of the field. So on your right this time will be the Jaguars on all black, and on the left will be the Johnston Dragons coming from left to right. So we'll just flip it around. An added little facet to the game now is that Johnston will be going with the wind. Typically, if you could, going against the wind, you prefer not to give up any scores, and going with the wind is definitely going to be a little bit easier to try to score typically in most situations. So Johnston will have that advantage in the second half, but I think we called that earlier in the season as well, and I think one of the boys' games, exactly the same thing happened, and going against the wind, they scored immediately as the second half started. So isn't always the case, but usually it's one of the factors that affects the play as we move into the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see how Centennial builds out against the wind here and what they decide to do distribution-wise.
So the Jaguars will be putting it into play for the second half. It'll be got 4 attackers here on the near side that'll be screaming down there trying to get connected up with Courtney Kovac's ball. She puts it into play. Not really what they were looking for probably there, but did get a touch on it. Johnston with a throw in. Porter steps in, gets it over to Martin. Ava Martin in a tough battle with the Johnston defender.
The crowd is very vocal, that's for sure.
Definitely banging around there as they both try to get possession of the ball. Nice couple moves by 16 for Johnston. It's Emma Hampton. Then she gets her pocket picked by Courtney Kovacs as she sends it down the field. Ella Becker looks to settle things down, gets it to Olivia Kroska. Compton gets it in, takes a shot, bobbles it. Ava Martin was sitting right there, was about a second away from getting a bobble on her feet and putting it into the back of the net. Nice little play by Compton to get the ball down there and get an opportunity for the cross.
Yeah, and I think we've seen that Centennial needs to follow up any shots they've had. We've had a few bobbles from the Johnston goalkeeper.
Balashitis with a few touches in the midfield. Sends it up to Ava Martin. Ava Martin looking around to see where she's going to send it. Sends it to Porter. Porter's got a little bit of a crease. Takes it back outside. Bumps her defender off the ball, but no call. Pennington settles it into the middle. Sends it to Martin. A little unrest in the crowd. I think everybody's kind of yelling about every little 50-50 ball that comes up, trying to get a call here. Porter to Becker. Becker sends it down into some open space for Pennington. The defender takes it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Jaguars. Ellie Street stepping in to take the throw-in. Sends it all the way down to Martin. Johnston defender looked like take it out of bounds, and looked like Ava Martin got a touch on it. It goes out the back of the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Dragons. Pennington with some possession through the middle. Tries to send it in for Porter, but Porter wasn't ready for that run to the inside. Throwing for the Jaguars. Johnson's back line is pretty organized back there. I've been
Yeah.
watching in the last few minutes here, and they do a pretty good job of keeping a pretty good straight line on the back side there.
Yeah, it seems like Johnson's kind of come out maybe with a little more fire than they had that first half, so maybe they made some changes.
Compton knocks the ball down, takes a long shot, easily corralled by the goalkeeper for Johnston. 35 minutes left to go here in the first half. It's still 0-0 score. We'll try to get that score and that time left here a little bit more often. Balashaitis goes up for a 50-50 ball with her head with one of the forwards from Johnston. Ball takes a rebound into Kate Bergen for one of her first touches for this second half. I want to take this opportunity to tell you about the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Association. Thanks you for your support of local team and student athletes. Statistics show that participation in athletics leads to better performance in the classroom and enhanced leadership skills. Thank you for making a difference in the lives of young women in Iowa. Johnston trying to string some passes together to get something going in the offensive zone here. They try to send the ball in, but Hudacek is in perfect position to thwart that attempt in. Ball goes out of the back of the pitch. It'll be a goal kick for Bergen.
For the Jaguars, number 15, Isabel Sash.
Just had Isabel Sash into the game. The substitutions for tonight's game are brought to you by Dr. Stacy Munger and the crew at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. We appreciate their support all throughout the season.
I think so far the possession has been more balanced this half than it was in the first half.
Painting a nice shield out to get the ball over to Kroska, but Kroska gets stolen. Miscommunication between Becker and Street there leads to a turnover. But Hudacek scoops that ball up. Compton looking to take her defenders one-on-one, sends it out to Sash. Balashai steps out from her center defender and goes to the outside, gets to Compton. Compton looks to get around her defender, but it goes off on a deflection. It'll be a throw-in for the Jaguars. 32 minutes left to go here in the second half. It's still a 0-0 score, Jags and Dragons. Sask gets taken hard to the ground, no foul called. I think that was pretty close to being a foul. It kind of took her legs out as she tried to make the turn on the corner.
Yeah, it seems like we got a pretty big crowd out here tonight with Johnston being pretty close to Ankeny here.
Handball there was not called. Definitely bounced off her hand, sends it in deep. Number 11 for the Dragons trying to track that one down, but Ellie Street's there to shield it. So it'll be a goal kick for the Jags. Kennedy Godfredson was the Johnston Dragon player that was sneaking down there trying to make a play on the ball. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank one of our postseason sponsors. Once again, Kristen Geiger, your Realtor for Life, has been one of our sponsors, and we really appreciate her giving us the ability to show all 4 of these postseason games this week. Sash is out there trying to direct traffic, telling everybody where she's going to send that next ball, so Porter was right there to be able to handle it. Got a foul by Porter. It'll be a free kick for the Dragons. Maybe some frustration showing up on Porter's face there. She's just trying to get that ball and get offensively down the field. Dragons put it back into play. Courtney Kovacs sweeps that one out of there. Long shot from the Dragons. Easily corralled by Bergen in the goalkeep.
You can definitely see the impact of the wind here with Johnston's long balls and punts going farther, as well as some even rolling out of bounds.
Porter and Sash on a quick connection for the throw-in. Goalkeeper's playing this one. Plays it short to number 8 for the Johnston Dragons. Waverly Zhao. We're getting oohs and ahs on almost every kick, Allie. The crowd definitely is into it for sure. So
Even with the window closed, we can hear
we
them.
can hear them, yeah. Ball played in number 16 for Johnston. Easily corralled by Bergen. She goes to the ground for a nice stop with no rebound.
Great job by Kate there to come out and read that one and communicate with her back line.
And number 16, that Emma Hampton, is pressing up a little bit more in this half for sure. Has definitely been touching the ball quite a bit more than we saw in the first half for sure.
Yeah, Johnston has definitely had more opportunities, and it seems like they've gained a little bit of momentum coming into the second half.
Just so we call out her name, they got a few touches for the ball for Emma. Compton with a nice little steal off a rebound off the defender. She's pressing up, sends the ball down the line to herself. She's looking to get Sash involved as well. The defender gets in between her and the ball and tries to right it out of bounds. Looks like she's going to kick that ball out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Jaguars on the far side of the field, deep in the offensive territory for them. Hudacek is stepping up to take that throw in. Got 28 minutes left to go here in the second half. Still a 0-0 score. Jags and Dragons. Ali, I think in the first half about this time we'd had 2 or 3 corner kicks already. Are you surprised that the Jags or Johnston, for that matter, haven't really had any corner kicks at all in this game so far in the second half?
I kind of had a feeling going into the second half with how Johnston ended it with that good opportunity that maybe they'd come out with some momentum, especially going with the wind. So I'm not too surprised. It seems like both teams are putting up a fight. It seems like Centennial's kind of pulled back on their press a little bit, and it seems like things are even.
Definitely much more even on possession. I think it's about probably 50-50,
Yeah,
I would guess, in this here
absolutely.
in the second half. There might be a foul called on that one. I'm surprised there wasn't, but it looked like he just let the ball get taken out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Jaguars. He's recalling the throw-in. He wants her to move back about 3 feet. Crazy, but here we go. Push to the back of Sash, draws a foul. It'll be a free kick from about the 40-yard line on the football field. So about 50 yards out from the goal keep here. It'll be Courtney Kovacs stepping up. This could be a good opportunity for a set piece to get some pressure on this goal keep.
Yeah, and the crowd didn't like that one, but it also was right in front of the ref, so he definitely had a good vantage point.
She sends it in short. Kroska sends it out to Porter. Porter's taking 2 on, sends it into a cross. Had another excellent opportunity, but the Johnston defenders are there to take it out of bounds, or take it out of the danger zone here. Ball sent all the way down to the other end. Courtney Kovacs is trying to corral it.
Yeah.
Sends it up the field a little bit and out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons.
And I think on that cross, Centennial could have benefited maybe from a late run there. All 3 of their runs in were even across the 6, and the ball trickled a little, just right behind them. So I feel like if they had a late run in, then they could have, or maybe staggered runs in, they would have had a shot on the goal there.
I'd like to take another opportunity to thank one of our other postseason sponsors, Nick Jarash Fitness. Unlock the potential of every athlete through cutting-edge performance programs from speed to power to elite-level coaching. Nick Jarash Fitness. "25 minutes left to go here in the second half. Still a 0-0 score. The crowd is definitely in it. Both crowds are moaning and growing and oohing and ahhing here as the game proceeds.
Yeah, they're very vocal.
It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons here, deep in their territory. Be a substitution for the Dragons.
Checking in the game for the Dragons, number 5,
Gwyneth Tausi's coming into the game. Substitutions to tonight's game are brought to you by Dr. Stacy Munger and the crew at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Maybe a cross go. Oh boy. Might have a card here coming here. We're stopping the clock here with 24 minutes left to go here in the second half. Number 8 for the Johnston Dragons will be receiving a card. That's Waverly Zhao receiving the card. So she'll have to step out of the game for a few minutes here. And she's not going to the bench yet here, so I don't know what she's up to here. She definitely has to step out, doesn't she?
Yeah, I believe she did.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Number 8 behind the bench there.
Gotcha. There she is. Yep, she has stepped out of the game. Ball staying right at midfield. It'll be Courtney Kovacs taking the free kick with 24 minutes left to go here in the second half. 0-0 score between the Johnston Dragons and the Centennial Jaguars. Not sure what's going on right now.
I think they're waiting for the substitution to get set.
Okay. So number 4 came back into the game. Katie Antifor.
I believe so.
Kovacs sends it in.
Centennial hasn't really been utilizing these free kicks the best.
I think they come up just a little bit, quite a bit short on each one of them. You like to see that getting by more into the box. Usually Kovacs has no problem sending it into the box in situations like that.
Yeah.
So the wind may be playing much more of an effect on this than anything. But usually she has no problems putting that ball into the box, especially from where she's at. But all 3 of them that she's taken near midfield have come up short. I think that's probably just an adjustment. If you've seen it, a couple times, you just need to make the adjustment on where you're setting up everybody in order to deal with the differences in how the ball is getting to you. I think they're all setting up to normally where it would go, and it's just not getting there this time because of the wind. Becker with some nice pressure. Johnston patient with the ball down low here, looking for an opening. Sends it into the middle. Offsides call on the Dragons. It'll be a free kick for the Jaguars. Balashaitis putting it back into play. Strong kick for into the wind there. Nice job. Great ball. .16 for the Johnston Dragons. Sends a ball into the box. It was a half-hearted attempt at a shot. Didn't go very far, and it's picked up by Bergen and put it back into play on a throw-in.
I think the better option maybe on that one would be to go to the right side towards where number 11 was on that. She was running in and it's kind of seeing the Courtney or Ellie, whoever was over there, seemed a little unaware.
Porter with a couple touches. She's getting an opportunity here. Going one-on-one with her defender. She's gotten back on the ball. Lets the ball dribble out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Jaguars. She's taking it quickly, looks like, and slows things down. She's working down there with Sass. Sass is able to go right down to the end line because of the no offsides on throw-ins. She bounces it off of a defender. It goes out of bounds. It'll be another throw-in for the Jaguars. I think, Allie, they should be working kind of down here trying to get a corner kick as well if they could, if they can't get a shot on goal.
Right, I agree. I feel like if you can't get anything to come of those, then the best option is to try and generate a corner kick.
Kovacs is coming from her center back position, trying to move it up the field. Sends it over to Ella Hudacek back in the defensive zone. She's having to chase it down. She sends it down to Bergen all the way back and for a reset. Back out to Hudacek. Kovacs still playing a little bit up on the field. Looks like she's traded places right now with Ella Becker. They'll probably trade back here as soon as she can get back into position. I think one person we haven't heard name a lot in the second half is Pennington. And I think that may be indicative of how kind of the offense have been kind of disjointed. She's usually that quarterback for the offense going into that zone to make some things happen. And we just haven't really heard her name very much here in the second half.
Yeah, typically she's involved in a lot of plays in the offense, and I think that's part of the reason why maybe the Jaguars haven't really been generating as much this second half.
Free kick for the Dragons. She sends it long. Bergen in perfect position, plays that easily. Strong catch, no rebound, no bobble. Exactly what you want to see. Balashaitis was a play down there with the forward. It'll be a corner kick for the Johnston Dragons, the first of the half. Maybe even the first of the game for the Dragons.
Yeah, I believe so.
With just under 20 minutes left to go here in the first half, it's a 0-0 score. The Dragons with their first set piece from the corner coming up. Number 15 for them is going to be taken. That's Ella Smith. Smith putting it into play. Nice ball. Courtney Kovacs comes up and heads it out of danger. It'll be going out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons on the near side, pretty much off the side of the field.
Now into the game for the Dragons, number 8, Waverly Zhao.
Ava Martin entering in the game for Isabel Sash.
Ava Martin.
Substitutions in tonight's game are brought to you by Dr. Stacy Munger and the crew of Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Dragons with a throw-in on the near side of the field. Compton heads the ball up to Martin. Martin tries to send it back out. Off a deflection, goes back to Hudacek. Ball sent out of bounds. I'd like to thank one of our other postseason sponsors, Wilson Toyota. For over 30 years, they have served Central Iowa's automotive needs. Wilson Toyota, a really nice place with really nice people. Hudacek with a nice little battle over there with their offensive player from the Dragons. She wins that, and we're able to send that ball back out to the midfield. Ellie Street steps up. Porter steps up as well. Now, Allie, when Porter tried to do there, she tried to just kind of kick that ball as it goes by. Is there anything that's called, or is that just a kind of a pass through or play or a through play? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, it seemed like she wanted to do a little give and go. So that's where you get the ball and then the person moves and then you give it back to them as they're moving. And that seems like that's what she was gonna do.
Yeah, 18 minutes left to go here in the second half, and we got another corner kick from Johnston. Putting it back into play, a header.
Oh great
my gosh.
save by Ella Becker.
Header saved it from a sure goal, was right over the top of the goalkeeper, and Becker was just sitting right on the line and was able to get a head on it and get out of bounds. She just saved a sure goal from the Johnston Dragons.
Yeah, and that's exactly what those post players are supposed to do on corner kicks. They're not supposed to leave the post until the goalkeeper tells them to, and that's exactly why.
Holy cow. Johnston Dragons just had a goal just stolen right out from underneath them by a play, just an excellent play by Ella Becker. 17 minutes left to go here. Let's see if we can keep this momentum going for the Jaguars and move it down the field. It kind of reminds me of a similar play last night in the
Yeah.
boys' game where it was very close to being over the line and was just saved by one of the Hoover Huskies and saved a goal for the Huskies. It was almost exactly the same situation like this, but I tell you what, you don't see very many girls taking a header in that situation and getting that ball out of there, but Becker stepped up and did what she needed to do to save that goal.
Yeah, and that just speaks to Ella Becker's mentality and character there. She's always willing to put her body on the line for her team.
16 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the second half. Still a 0-0 score between the Jags and the Dragons. I just get the sinking feeling in my stomach, Allie, as this game goes on and on, that this 0-0 is going to stick with us. It's just going to be a mistake by one of the two teams. It's going to lead to a goal, and it's going to change everything for one of the teams here.
Absolutely, and that is not all uncommon for soccer as a sport.
That back line is really solid for the Dragons. You can see them just really systematically running that back, just all four defenders in a nice line, keeping track of where each other are, so we're not giving up any through balls on an offsides ball that where you got a defender that's a little bit further back. They were perfectly aligned as they move back there. It was something that, Allie, you had talked about in the beginning, and I think Andy had even mentioned, our producer, as we came in tonight, that was one of their hallmarks, is just a rock solid, steady defense.
Johnston definitely has the momentum here.
Long shot here. Bergen steps up, plays it easily. 15 minutes left to go here in the second half. It's a 0-0 score. Crowds, both sides are definitely getting restless. The physical play that's been kind of a hallmark of the game has kind of moved out of the way here in the last few minutes. Has been a lot more technique and people stringing together passes and getting people open. So that's good to see as well. Balashitis takes the short ball from Bergen and moves it up the field. Stolen by one of the forwards for Johnston. Gets it to 16. She's sending it all the way across, trying to flip the field, but Ellie Street's there to knock that ball out of there. Porter trying to get Martin sprung for a run down the field. Dragons send the ball out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Jaguars. Ellie Street with the throw-in here.
Checking in for the Jaguars, number 2, McKenna Hilton.
McKenna Hilton's entering the game. The substitutions in tonight's game are brought to you by
And for the
Dr. Stacy
Dragons,
Munger and the crew of Heart of Ankeny Animal
number
Hospital.
20, Molly Tocha.
Andy, I was trying to remember what the word you used. You used the word the discipline defense coming from Johnson. That was the word that we used on the intro here. So I definitely can see what whoever was describing them as disciplined is definitely right on the button.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to the how many teams they've taken to overtime. Just not allowing any goals to some really strong teams this season.
Kovacs sending it over to Balashitis. Balashitis taking it up the field slowly. Sends it out to Ella Hudacek. Becker with a touch. Sends it into Pennington. Pennington trying to send it down into McKenna Hilton. Little bobble on the backside. She sends it back into her goalkeeper. Hilton bearing down on that goalkeeper. Pennington steps up on the ball. Ken Hilton coming back to play some defense. It's good to see one of the forwards come back and get involved in the play.
Yeah, absolutely great hustle.
A couple substitutions coming in for
And
Johnston.
game for the Dragons, number 3, Shea Polson.
Shea Polson enters in the game, number 3 for the Dragons. Looks like she's their captain. Kroska with a nice move to get to the outside. Tries to connect with Hilton. Hilton does a nice job of getting the ball back after losing it initially.
I don't think that one went out of bounds there.
I think they called a foul.
Oh, a
Called a
foul.
foul. Yeah, he called a foul. I think she grabbed her as she
Okay,
tried to turn the
okay.
corner there and got called for the foul. We have 2 balls on the field right now, so they'll have to decide which one they're going to use. It'll be a free kick for the Jaguars.
Yeah, I thought he was calling a throw in there.
The free kick will be taken by Pennington. It'll be right on the sidelines. She puts it into play, trying to connect with Ava Martin. Hudacek steps up from her defensive position, tries to send it into Compton. Compton almost had an opportunity. We're talking about inches on that one to get a touch, to get it around that goal keep, and to get a shot on goal. Compton's definitely out there like a shark trying to find an opportunity to get that ball and get it into the back of the goal.
Yeah, and that's one thing about who Katie is as a player. She never stops working, and she always wants to give as much effort as possible to try to get an opportunity.
Bringing a couple other substitutions. Substitutions in today's game are brought to you by Dr. Stacy Munger and the crew of Heart of Aiken Animal
For
Hospital.
the Jaguars, number 11, Avery Porter.
Avery Porter back into the game. Pennington getting a rest. 10 minutes left to go here in the game. It's a 0-0 score between the Jags and the Dragons. Ava Martin with some fancy footwork getting around their first set of defenders. Sending it over to Porter on the far side. The first time we've seen Porter on the right side tonight. Allie, could be one of the changes that Coach Allen's making in order to maybe make something happen here.
Yeah, and hopefully it's a change that works out well.
Looks like that move has moved Compton into the middle, maybe where she could get some more possession. Fight for the ball there. Compton draws the foul. Be a free kick just over the half line. Kovach stepping up. But puts Compton into the middle, which is someplace we've seen her very much this season, but could be an opportunity for her to get a couple more touches and make something happen. She's a great one-on-one attacker.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe the idea there is that she could create some things for other players.
9 minutes left to go here in the second half. Long ball sent in by the Dragons. It's easily picked up by Kate Bergen, the goalkeeper for the Jaguars.
Right now it's looking like we might get some extra soccer tonight.
So Allie is mentality-wise, we got 0-0, we got 8 minutes, just a little bit over 8 minutes left to go. As a coach, do you just keep pressing like you would normally in the game, or is there a certain point where you try to play not to give up an easy goal here at the end? And where is that fine line between playing for the tie and playing for the win at the same time?
Yeah, and I think the main idea is you want to stick with your game plan, because obviously the defensive side of your game plan has been working, but you don't want to sit in too much and change things up where it could possibly be too much of a change and develop a risk. And the same thing is you don't want to change things offensively and give up a goal and lose a game. So you don't want to risk too much. You kind of just want to stick with what you're doing.
So it is a fine line and a tough decision on when to call off the dogs and play for that tie and when to still keep going for the win.
Absolutely, and I think Centennial's best opportunity was in the first half. We were estimating about 90% of the possession there, and I think now this is maybe Johnston's best opportunity here to put the game away.
Yeah, Hilton with a nice steal and brings it up the field, tries to get it up to Martin. Martin with a couple touches, but the ball ends up losing the possession. We have a foul on Becker. It'll lead to a free kick for the Dragons just over the midfield mark. 7 minutes left to go here in the second half. 0-0 tie between the Jags and the Dragons.
Good ball
Nice
in.
ball in. Sneaks through there. 16 trying to get on the end of it.
Seems like that one caught everybody off guard.
Emma Hampton was right there. This is going to lead to a corner kick. Did I touch anybody going through there?
Man, I don't
think
know.
But the referee's called for a corner kick. It'll be the third corner kick for the Dragons. But this is a dangerous one, Allie. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with so little time left.
She puts it into play. Nice ball. Back out to the person sending it in. She sends it in again. There's a header there. Bergen's
Great
able
job
to
by Kate.
go up high with her hands and get the hold of that ball. Just thinking back to the last time they had that corner kick and almost had a goal.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about as they took that.
Much better defended that time. Heart's down in our stomach after that one, and Becker wasn't having to make the save of the year probably for a defender. Compton working hard on her defender. She beats her. Takes it in the middle. Meets up with another defender. Loses possession of the ball. Johnston sending it down. This one's a little bit too hard. It's going to go off the back of the pitch. That'll be a goal kick for the Jaguars. Five minutes and 30 seconds left to go. We got a couple substitutions coming in for the Dragons. Substitutions in tonight's game have been brought to you by Dr. Stacy Munger and the crew at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
Brandy Booth. And checking in for the Jaguars, number 6, Alana Pennington.
That corner kick Johnston just completed. Those are brought to you by Iowa Rush. It's a good time to remind you about summer camps, tryouts, and fall programs with Iowa Rush. Check out their website at iowarush.com. Becker and Kowak playing a little back and forth. Libya Kroska's taking it up the field with some good possession, trying to send it down into some space, but actually takes it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons. Kroska with a steal off the first touch off the throw-in. Some miscommunication between Compton and Hilton. Be a throw-in for the Jaguars. Ellie Street. Hilton sends it into Compton. Becker sends it to the outside. Hudacek with the settle. Over to Porter. With Hudacek playing up a little bit, we almost had a little bit of a scare there. It was a 2-on-2 with the defenders. I got a little bit nervous, but Hudacek hustled back into position, and we were able to hold possession on the back line. Three minutes left to go. Just a little bit over 3 minutes left to go. 0-0 tie. Porter in there beats two of her defenders, looking to get another touch on the ball. Off of her left foot. Goalkeeper was in exactly the right position. She scoops that one up and is putting it back into play. Nice little quick shot from Porter.
Yeah, and tonight, so far this game, really our only shot that's tested goalkeepers has been that header on the corner kick from Johnston. Most shots have gone right to the goalkeeper, right where they were standing.
Street steps up, gets a possession off a defender. It'll be a throw-in for the Jaguars. Tries to throw it in deep to Compton. Two defenders on her. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left to go here in the second half. Still a 0-0 score. Kovacs tries to send the ball in, but it goes off the side of her foot and it goes out of bounds. Ball kind of be playing between the 30-yard line on each side and the 30-yard line on the other here. Not much happening here, just some change of possession. Hudacek is running this one down. Takes it to Bergen. Hopefully we don't get that out of the back of the...
Yeah.
Almost gave up a corner kick, but Bergen does get a touch on it. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons deep in their territory, offensive territory.
It's really important on those pass backs that you give your goalkeeper a good run, because situations like that, we almost gave up a corner kick. So it's important to focus on giving your goalkeeper as good of a back pass as possible.
Compton with a ton of pressure there, trying to get a possession there to get down towards the offensive zone. Bergen comes out with a nice play on a nice little slide through pass for the Dragons. Kovacs sends it out to Pennington. Pennington to Street. Street back to Kovacs. Balashitis with a touch. She's got plenty of room, so she's going to be taking it up the field, probing for an opportunity. Sends it out to far side. Hudacek with a touch. Sends the ball in deep. Compton with a nice touch with a header. Takes it off the feet of a defender. She's got an opportunity here. Porter's lurking.
Yes, a corner kick.
They did call a corner. So the AR on the far side called a goal kick, and then the mid-ref called a corner kick. This is an important play with only 30 seconds left to go. 0-0 score. Ella Hudacek stepping up for a set piece here in the last 20 seconds of the match. Hudacek putting it into play. Went off one of the defenders, then goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw for the Dragons with 15 seconds left to go. Allie, looks like we're going to get some postseason extra action.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Johnston taking their time.
4, 3.
Crosscut with a shot on goal.
1.
Oh, great shot.
That's the end of the regulation part of the game. It's 0-0. Johnston Dragons and the Centennial Jaguars. We're going to be in for some extra play here. It looks like we've got 5 minutes in between the end of the regulation and the start of the overtime period. So Allie, what changes now? Does anything change?
Yeah, so any goal that's scored that automatically ends the game is called a golden goal. So that's something you definitely do not want to get scored on, because you don't have a chance to avenge it.
We'll send it over to Andy here. Andy's got a few things he'll talk about before we get back to game action.
Well, yeah, I want to get back to game action as soon as possible, because wow, at the end, a couple opportunities there right at the very end for the Jags. Couldn't quite score. But we'll have 10 minutes right in each overtime period for the Jags
10 minutes
to try to hit that golden goal.
Yeah, 2 10-minute periods, Allie, and then it goes to PKs.
Yep.
All right, very good. Well, we want to make sure to thank our sponsors who have made this possible tonight. Lincoln Savings Bank. Of course, we are part of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union tonight as we do this stream. And as always, we are driven by Freedom Tire, U.S. Cellular, Nick Jarash Fitness. We've got Kristen Geiger with Remax Precision, Wilson Toyota, Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama Ankeny, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, who will have our player of the game after the game tonight, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospitals, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, Iowa Rush Soccer Club, Ted Sandine Photography, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, U.S. Cellular, like I mentioned, Made in the Shade, Wheeze Tees, the Edward Jones office of Kent Patterson, and like I said before, Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC. As you see, the teams are getting their instructions right now. Allie, you played in wind before. How big a factor is that right now as we look at the rest of the night for the next 10 minutes especially? How big a factor is that wind that's blowing probably 10 to 15 miles an hour out of the north, so left to right on our screen right now?
Yeah, well, I hate playing in wind, but right now you want to, since the second overtime is not guaranteed, you want to try to get the half with the wind to try to put it away right away, because like we said, one goal really puts it away for them.
And Allie, just as you said that, I watched the coin flip, and I think the Jaguars won, and all three of the captains immediately pointed at the other end to defend, going against the win. So they are taking the win for this first overtime, hoping to score that golden goal and send them into the state championships here, state tournament, not state championships.
Yes.
But, oh my gosh! So it's guys. I guess all these fans have got to be. Their hearts are in their stomachs here. the finality of a goal like this, just ending it immediately, is going to be apparent as we come into the first overtime here. Just about 2 minutes left to go here before we start that up. Just emotions have got to be on overload right now for both the fans and the players.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the Jaguars, it's their home turf, and it's really important when it's your home turf. You want to win, especially when it's going to state. So I think the Jaguars have a little extra anxiety here, maybe.
Maybe some incentive as well, right?
Yes.
I think with every anxiety there is some incentive.
Yes.
So we'll try to hopefully be the positive outcome for the Jaguars here. Just a minute 40 left to go here in the break and overtime.
Another thing you have to think about too, especially the coaching staff, is as the overtimes go on, you got to think about your PK lineup and how you want to do that. And if you have another goalkeeper, you want to think about which goalkeeper you want to put in for the PKs. And there's a lot of moving parts, as well as the finality of the golden goal.
Just to update another score, looks like Ankeny, Southside, the Hawks are up 3-0 on Cedar Falls. So that game's got to be winding down as well, because I think they're pretty much on the same clock that we are at over here. So that's probably a final at this point. Both the teams getting their final instructions. Coach Allen met with his huddle pretty much that whole time. And girls should be coming out fairly confident. Once again, the Jaguars won the coin toss and will be defending the left goal. So they'll be in all black on the left going to the right. The Johnston Dragons will be defending the right goal. And they'll be going from right to left in the all whites. 10 minutes is on the clock. Johnston Dragons have the possession here to start the overtime period out. Kitty Compton and Avery Porter are just chomping at the bit to run somebody down here. So everybody looks like they're ready to go. Center ref looks like he's ready to go, checking his watch. He's put it into play. 10 minutes on the clock. Hello, Becker with a nice little knockdown. This is exactly where we want to keep the ball at the rest of the time here, Allie, correct?
Absolutely.
Kind of looks like the first half already
Yeah.
here, just with a couple pieces of possession. We got the ball pretty much very, very easily down into the offensive zone.
Yeah, and I think that's what the Jaguars want and need to come out with a win in this game.
Oh, Compton with a nice touch here.
Oh!
Gets past the goalie. Oh, my gosh. With 9:20 left to go here in the overtime, we had two people screaming at the ball and the goalie coming in there as well. And both of them had maybe just a slight opportunity to get there before the goalie, but it was not to happen.
Yeah, and I think that it's really important for the Jaguars to continue this pressure and not let up at all.
Kovacs with a nice ball into a very dangerous position for the Jaguars. We had talked about her coming up short on a few of those kicks there in the second half. That was right on the money. And the goalie had really played that really well, but it was still just an opportunity with both Kovacs, or with both Compton and Porter coming in there, and almost all three of them meeting on the ball exactly when it touched the goalkeep.
Yeah, well done, that's for sure.
Kroska with a nice little step up, tries to send it out to Porter. It's a little bit too strong, goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons. Budacek did a nice job of just stomping her foot in the ground and not letting that offensive player go any further, and the ball ended up trickling out of bounds. Pennington with a touch over to Compton. Compton to Kroska, and Kroska sends it into one of the defenders for the Dragons. .45 left to go here in the first overtime. Kovacs corrals that one in the back, sends it over to Street. Street back to Kovacs. Kovacs with a nice little ball into space, but it's going to be a little bit too strong. It'll roll out the backside of the pitch. It'll be a goal kick for the Dragons. I'm trying to think, Allie, who does a situation going into the PK favor in this situation? That both of the goalkeepers have been playing pretty well, have needed some help from some of their defenders as they've saved a couple goals in two different situations. But who do you think that favors going into the PKs?
Yeah, well, I know Kate Bergen is really good at PKs, and I think Johnston's goal here might be to take them to PKs, so this might be best case scenario for Johnston other than winning outright with a goal.
And at the very least, they've had some experience with PKs, it sounds like, over the
Yeah.
course of the season. And at the very least as well, dealing with overtime. So it's I don't think the Jaguars have had very many games that have gone into overtime. Maybe the Johnston one may be the only one that I recall. There could be a couple more, but Dragons are definitely going to have some experience over the Jaguars in this sense.
Yeah, and that's good for the Jaguars to step up from when I played. I remember one season we went into overtime 9 times in the season.
Holy cow. One of the substitutions just coming in. It's Ava Martin coming into the game for Katie Compton. She'll get a short rest, I'm sure. Substitutions in tonight's game are brought to you by Dr. Stacy Munger and the crew of Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. 6 minutes left to go in the first overtime. Kovacs with a couple touches is taking it deep into the offensive territory here. Still moving forward. She gets taken down. She draws a foul right at about the 22-yard line of the football field. It'll be about 35 yards out from the goalkeeper. And really, like you said in the first half, with the wind, you got an opportunity to put this right on the button, don't you?
Yeah, you just gotta be careful that the wind doesn't lift it above the goals. You have to hit it right perfectly so that it doesn't get driven into the wall, but also doesn't go above the goal.
Looks like Johnston will be setting up a wall with about 2 players that'll be probably covering the left side of the goalkeeper for her, and she'll be covering the right side. Looks like Kovacs stepping up to take this one. She puts the ball into play. Oh, bump ball. Oh. So the goalkeeper played that off the bounce, and it's, I don't know if she did it on purpose. It almost looks like she did it on purpose, but she kind of bobbled the ball there, and Ava Martin was screaming in there trying to get an opportunity, and the goalkeeper got it back in her hands just in the nick of time. With 5 minutes left to go here in the first overtime, a nice save by the goalkeeper for the Dragons. Ava Martin plays it over to Kroska. Ella Becker sends it out to Porter. Porter's looking to take her player one-on-one. Drops into the end line. Beats her player. Is going to get a cross out of this. Pressuring up. Going to get a corner out of this. With 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, we'll have a corner kick set piece for the Jaguars. Ella Hudacek stepping up to take this. It can all come down to a play like this, Allie, correct?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm on the edge of my seat.
All but 2 players are pushing up into the offensive zone. Hudacek stepping up with 4 minutes and 15 seconds. She puts the ball into play. Great ball. Becker shoots left side. Excellent opportunity. Ella Becker just stood up, got the header, but the goalkeeper was right in the correct position to save it. 4 minutes left to go here in the first overtime. Great opportunity for the Jaguars.
Wow, what a game.
Becker was just standing there unmarked.
Yeah,
I mean, she really was standing there
wide
all
open.
herself and directionally took it right into the goal, but the goalkeeper just was in the right position at the right time and made a save on that one.
Yeah, I was hoping that one would go in.
Kroska with a nice play. Taking it to the outside, tries to send it in some space for Martin. But it's touched by one of the Dragon defenders. Dragon defender takes it off of Kroska and sends it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons.
Entering the game for the Dragons, number 18, Kate Strickland.
3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the first overtime. That 10 minutes goes really fast, huh, Allie? I mean,
It goes real fast.
Used to those 40-minute halves, and lots of times it takes 10 minutes just to get everybody going. Porter sends the ball in. McKenna Hilton with a touch. Still some chaos here in the box. Hilton still chasing the ball down. Does a great job of defending. Causes a throw-in deep in for the Dragons, deep in their territory here. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. 0-0 score in the first overtime. Another throw-in for the Dragons, much to the dismay of the crowd. Hudacek holding her space, gets called for a foul. It'll be a free kick for the Dragons with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Here in the first overtime. Number 15 for the Dragons puts the ball back into play. Number 5 sending it all the way across. Ellie Street steps in. Koroska, nice play, just using her body, kind of seeing what's coming. Porter taking it down the side. Kicks it out to herself, beats her defender. Another defender coming. She's looking to beat that one as well. The defender takes it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Jags deep in their offensive territory. 1:45 left to go here in the first overtime.
We talked about that switch where Avery Porter switched sides, and I think that was a good decision as we're seeing here. She's beaten a lot of players on the dribble so far.
Just a minute 20 left to go here in the first overtime. The goalkeeper doesn't do a good job there. That's a mistake right there. Sends it out of bounds. The Jaguars will be taking that in as quickly as possible. Hilton sends it into Martin, and it looked like it went off of an arm, but the referee missed it. And the Dragons gain possession. They're sending it up through the middle. Balashite is stepping up, following the ball in. 1 minute left to go here in the first overtime. Johnston with some space and some opportunity. I mean, the Jaguars got all their defenders back, so I don't think there's that much danger. But this is really the first time that the Dragons have got any possession here in the first overtime.
Great defense by Ellie Street.
30 seconds left to go here in the first overtime. So I feel like the Jaguars have got a little momentum back. They need to keep this going into that second overtime. If with this last 20 seconds, seemingly that they're going to be going there. They will be going against the wind, which will be a little bit of a change, but hopefully they can keep things going the right direction.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get a repeat of the second half of the game.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I mean, Johnston's got to feel like they've gotten a victory of getting through that first overtime without giving up a goal, and it was close.
Yeah.
So we got 5 minutes left on the clock. Is there another 5-minute break between the two halves?
Yep.
Okay. Andy, do you want to hit some of our sponsors as well?
A lot of chances there for the Jags.
Yeah,
as we rolled through that second half. But yeah, I want to make sure to thank our postseason sponsors here. And, you know, we got a lot of people watching on the YouTube channel right now for Central Iowa Sports Network. Appreciate them letting us put our signal out on there tonight. So first of all, as always, we are driven by Freedom Tire up in Ames and Quentin Crowner and crew. Excellent supporters here of Centennial Digital, which usually has a lot more gadgets going on for it, but tonight just ran into a couple technical issues and trying to get out there what we can, so I want to thank them very much. Also, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Kristen Geiger with Remax Precision, Wilson Toyota of Ames, Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama of Ankeny, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Lamberti Goki Lucci, who will have our player of the game here afterwards, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, the Iowa Rush Soccer Club, Ted Sandine Photography, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, U.S. Cellular, Made in the Shade, Wheeze Tees, and the Edward Jones office of Kent Patterson, along with Lincoln Savings Bank member FDIC. Not as much time here between the overtimes as there was between regulation and overtime. But guys, we flipped the wind a little bit. Definitely saw Centennial have control of that. Had some opportunities, just couldn't quite capitalize, and kind of feel like that's been the theme for the evening.
Yeah, 30 seconds left to go here in the break between the two overtimes. Looks like the crowd's trying to get the wave going here.
Yeah, typically once you hit that second overtime, there is a 5 minute between the two, but typically once you hit that second overtime, teams want to keep going. They don't want to sit out for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like they just went with a 2-minute overtime. Got 10 minutes on the clock. It'll be Centennial with possession again this time, or opposite of the first overtime here. Once again, we're on golden goals, so the first goal that's scored will end the game. Now, I saw some of the girls getting some treatments during the break in between. I mean, they've got to be running on fumes here with it, just with everything, right? With it being a double overtime game at this point, and the stress and the anxiety of it being the semi or the finals for SUBSTATE. cramps and,
Yeah.
and just overall fitness is going to be an important part of this, even as we get down into this last 10 minutes.
Yeah, cramps are really common as we hit the overtime, as well as this game's been really physical. So I know a lot of girls are probably nursing some little bruises out there.
Ava Martin with a nice little steal of the ball. She gets the ball back on her feet. It's going to get it to Compton. Compton's going to start to take it up the field. She's got Porter on the outside with some open space. We'll look to see her get that ball.
Oh, good ball.
Good ball in. 16's bearing down on the goalkeeper, but
Looks like there might have been a miscommunication there between Kate and Courtney.
and Courtney was trying to hold off that defender. That offensive player is a defender, trying to give some room to Bergen. And
Yeah, I think Centennial got lucky on that one, and it could have easily been a penalty kick there.
Centennial takes the ball out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the second overtime. McKenna Hilton with a change of possession. Nice ball. Sends it out to the outside or into the middle. Sweeps it out of the offensive zone of the Dragons. Hilton's had a really good second part of the game here. She had a good second half. I think she's given the Jaguars some real energy and just running down pretty much anything that she can here on the near side as the forward.
Yeah, absolutely. She's done a great job, constantly giving effort and running out any ball that she can go for.
Pennington with a couple touches, sends it back to Street. Street back to Kovacs with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the second overtime. Still a 0-0 score between the Jags and the Dragons. Udacek with a touch into Compton, and Compton into Martin. Martin does a nice job of controlling, bringing the ball around her defender. Street pressuring up, nice job, gets it up to Hilton. The Dragons take it out of bounds. Street throw in for the Drags. Into Hilton. Hilton sends it into the middle. It's going to connect up with Katie Compton. She settles the ball nicely.
Touch.
Yep, first ball. Sends it out to Porter. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here in the second overtime. She takes a shot over to the left side. It's chased down by the goalkeeper. I don't know if that was a pass or a shot initially there, but I think she was probably just trying to get it someplace to try to get it to somebody, make something happen. Which is easily how this game could end for sure.
Yeah, I think this game's going to come down to who wants it more.
Touch off of Street. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons right at midfield with 6 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the second overtime. Now, Kate Bergen's head down there, you're just, as a goalkeeper, you're just thinking like, keep it at the other end, right?
Yeah.
That's about the gist of keep that ball away from me as much as possible. And with that 5 minutes and 50 seconds left to go, you just want to have anything that would happen on the other end.
Yeah, absolutely. Best case scenario as a goalkeeper is to be bored back there.
So a quick shot on goal to Bergen. Bergen is in exactly the right place and is able to easily catch that ball, and she's putting it back into play with a punt kick. Johnston with the first touch. Those deflections just make me super nervous.
I know.
That's just one of those things that could easily change a game. Is a small, short Pennington with a nice little touch there. But a deflection off of a defender from one of the other defenders hitting the ball, it just makes my heart go crazy here. Wondering where that ball's going to go.
I agree.
Just hate for a game to key in on something so simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one of the unfortunate things about PKs is, you can have a team that's dominating and still end up losing just by some PKs.
4 minutes and 45 seconds left to go here in the second overtime. I think the Jags have really played very well. We haven't really had any situations where Johnston's even been close to here, and As I say that, they pressure into the zone here.
Yeah, other than that corner kick shot, the header that they had, that was about it.
Ball taken out of bounds by the Dragons with a little bit too strong of a first touch. Kate Bergen will be playing the ball back into play.
Entering the game for the Jaguars, number 5, Olivia Kroska.
Olivia Kroska entering back into the game, replacing McKenna Hilton. Substitutions in tonight's game are brought to you by Dr. Stacy Munger and the crew of Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Balashitis with a nice step up there. Easy steal, change of possession. Gets it out to Porter. Porter does lose possession here. And commits a very weak foul.
Yeah,
I don't know
a
what
late
that even
call on
was.
that
They
one.
call 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. It'll be a free kick well out of range for Johnston, but with that wind could be something that could end up being kind of scary.
Ooh.
There's a deflection. Once again, another deflection. Balashitis kicks that ball out into the stands. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons.
Yeah, that was not an ideal situation for Centennial, that's for sure.
Pennington, first touch on that ball, sends it out of bounds again. It'll be another throw-in for the Dragons. Compton with a nice play there. Bounces off the 50-50, wins the one-on-one, takes it up the sidelines. Looking to get it to Martin. Martin does a nice touch, turning around on her defender. Nice little another move, trying to beat her down the line. 2 minutes and 57 seconds left to go. Martin still with the ball on her foot, sends it into the middle. Nobody's there. Street steps up, trying to flip the field. Porter sending it into Compton. Compton with the first touch. Shields out her player. Pennington with a touch. I wouldn't be surprised to see a shot here. Off the defender. It'll be a throw-in for Allie Street. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the second overtime. Crowd's getting into it. Pennington into Martin. Martin off of the defender. It's going to go out of bounds for a corner kick with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. There's a set piece for the Jaguars for a potentially game-winning goal here. Ella Hudacek's hustling over to take the ball here. It'll be taken with 2 minutes left to go.
Yeah, right now it's all about timing your runs. You don't want to be too early on these, and you don't want to be even with every single one of your teammates. So you got to communicate the runs here.
Hudacek putting the ball into play. High ball. Becker had a slight touch with her header on that. Goes out the backside of the pitch. Minute 45 seconds left to go here in the second overtime. Johnson takes it out quickly, which I'm surprised at. I thought she would sit on that ball a little bit.
I did too.
But Jags it back into possession. Katie Compton on the ball, looking for an opportunity. Tries to get it back into Martin, but it touches one of the defenders for the Dragons. Kovacs, a 16 from the Dragons. A shot. A deep shot with a minute 15 left to go. Just barely goes above the top of the standard. It gets caught in the top of the net. Holy cow,
What
Allie.
a shot.
Number 16, Emma Hampton with a long-distance shot out there, probably about 20, 25 yards out, outside of the box, and it almost went in.
Yeah, and I did not expect her to take that shot, and that's typically what catches goalkeepers off guard, especially in high school, are those far-out shots.
Balashitis sends that ball over to the far sidelines. 40 seconds left to go here in the second overtime. Compton gets called for a foul. It'll be a free kick for the Dragons. Just a little bit over 30 seconds left to go here in the second overtime. Dragons put the ball into play. Becker steps up. $15 left to go, 0-0 score. Second overtime. We'll be going to PKs here in just a few seconds.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's the end of the second overtime. We're going to be going to PKs to punch a ticket to the state tournament between the Johnston Dragons and the Centennial Jaguars.
All right.
So, Allie, you gave a little woohoo
Yeah.
when we talked about PKs. So, did you enjoy PKs or?
I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with PKs. I enjoy watching people do them. That's not me, but I enjoy PKs. I think the pressure's kind of off on the goalkeeper. The player is expected to score, so when you do make a save, it's a pretty big deal.
So, is there any strategy with the wind in this situation? Do you, if you get the choice, do you choose to go shoot against the wind or shoot with the wind?
I believe the referees choose what goal we go to, and it just stays at that goal. So we'll see what they choose here. But if the shooting is with the wind, that might affect the ability of the goalkeepers to make saves.
It can also cause some of those errant shots to go high and wide and to the right and to the left as well. They just kind of exasperate some of those shots as well, because it looks like we are flipping here. So I do think they choose on which side.
I think they're choosing on who kicks first.
Kicks first.
Yeah.
I think that, but then I think the opposite is that which goal to go to as well. So we'll see what happens here. The flip's happening right now. Looks like Johnston is choosing. Courtney Kovacs in there for captain for the Jaguars. Really no indication here of which goalkeeper we're going to be going to. Bergen is down there staying warm, going through some extra warm-ups here as we move into the PK portion of it. Looks like we're going to be going to the right goalkeeper here with the wind for the shooters. We'll give an update here on who's going to be going first and second. And now initially it's five shooters,
yes.
right? And you have to win by 2, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
In order to end the game. Actually, maybe not win by 2, but once you get to the fifth one,
yes.
if you score on the first one, you get an opportunity on the second one to match that score.
Yeah, I just always knew I'd just go until the refs blew the whistle.
Yeah. So it looks like the Jaguars are sending out Pennington, Porter, Sash. Is that Compton and Kovacs?
I think
maybe
is
not
that McKenna Hilton?
It's McKenna Hilton. It is Hilton.
I think Johnston is shooting first. Looks like Kate's in the goal.
We'll try to get the shooters for the Dragons as well. We got Emma Hampton going out. We have Taryn Thielen. We have Hallie Howe. We have Molly Tracta. And Waverly Zhao. So it looks like Johnson's going to be shooting first. Emma Hampton is striding down the field, will be the first shooter for the Dragons. And Kate Bergen in goal for the Jaguars. So, Allie, this is a situation where Kate's going to be looking for a tell, right, as she steps up and then making a decision one way or the other. Now, she can't step forward off that line. She has to just move left or right.
Yeah, she can have 1 foot off the line.
Okay, 1 foot off the line. And that's an important step, because any step that she could take off that line is going to cut down that angle for her, correct?
Yep. If you start going one way, it's pretty much done for if that's
Hampton
not the
stepping
way.
up. Hampton stepping up for the first shot on goal.
Oh.
It's a score for the Dragons. 1-0 in PKs.
Great PK, not really much Kate could do about that. She guessed the side, and it was still side netting.
So Courtney Kovacs will be the first person to step up for the Jaguars. The goalkeeper for the Johnston Dragons getting some final instructions from the center ref. Courtney putting the ball down. One of the captains for the Jaguars this season. Courtney Kovacs steps up.
Oh.
It's saved by the Dragon goalkeeper.
Man, not a good start for Centennial here.
I'm trying to get a number on that goalkeeper for the Dragons. Al, you want to keep an eye out there for? I'm not sure if we got Clark or Downs in goal.
I believe
Is
it was
double zero.
I believe it was the 0. They switched jerseys because 0 was in black,
Okay.
and then she switched into 00's
So
jersey.
Meredith Downs is the one who made that first save. Stepping up to the line now is Molly Tracta. the save!
Yes! Great save by Kate.
So this is an important goal right here to tie up the score for us. We have got Avery Porter stepping up to put this one into play. Berger with a great save. She was right on the money and made a great save. Porter taking the ball, is going to place it down where she likes it, and going to be stepping back. Avery Porter for the second shooter for the Jaguars. She's looking to tie up the PK score here at 1. She puts it in. Wasn't as emphatic as we would like to have seen, but it works, and it's 1-1. Going into the third PK, looks like we have number 1 striding down the field. That's Hallie Howe for the Dragons. So 1-1, tied up.
Is this our third shooter from
It's our third shooter. So a save. Each goalkeeper's made a save, and each team has got a goal. She steps up. Over the top. She misses.
That's big.
McKenna Hilton, probably with one of the biggest soccer moments of her life right now, could give the Jaguars a lead going into the fourth kicker here. Referee's having some trouble getting the ball off of the top of the goal, and the goalkeeper steps in and says, "Let me take care of this." Hilton looks confident taking it down the field. Jaguars have an opportunity as the second kicker here to take a lead here and the PKs. Hilton steps back. 2 steps back, 2 steps to the left. She puts it away!
Great strike by McKenna Hilton.
Hilton goes up there like the other side of the cool side of the pillow and puts that into the back of the net. Holy cow. Hilton, a sophomore. That puts us ahead 2-1, right? 2-1.
I believe so.
And this is a big save right here. If we get another miss here, she's putting it into play.
Right
just barely
under,
gets
right
it in there.
under.
Right under the Bergen. She goes to the left this time. Trying to get a number on who that was that took that PK.
You think it was Waverly?
It's Waverly Zhao. Yeah, Waverly Zhao with the put away there. So now it's tied up. Lana Pennington stepping up to put the Jags back into the lead as the fourth kicker here. This is a crucial play right here. If Pennington could put this in, puts a ton of pressure on the Johnston team in general. Lana steps up.
Quick. Yes!
Put away!
Great quick PK right there. Caught me off guard. I wasn't ready.
So really, Allie, right here, if we get a save right here or a miss,
Yep.
game over, right? And
I
we
believe
send the
so.
Jaguars into the state tournament.
Yep. And that's big. That's what we need here. And if anybody can do it, Kate can.
Taryn Thielen stepping up for the Dragons. This could be it, or it could send us to the fifth kicker, and we Drags still have an opportunity to win even with that kicker as well. But we can end it all right here with Kate Bergen with the save.
Yeah! What a
The
save!
Jaguars win in PKs 3-2.
Yes!
And punch their ticket to the state tournament.
Wow. I told you, if anybody could do it, Kate Bergen could. Wow, Kate Bergen.
Bergen with 2 saves in the PK portion of the overtime sends the Jaguars into the state tournament. Showing you the celebration out on the field. Great game from the Johnston Dragons as well. It's a tough loss for them to take, but we'll take the win for the Jaguars any day of the week. They'll be going to the state tournament next week. I think just looked at each other. Allie and I looked at each other. We had to pick the Lamberti, Goki, and Lucci player of the game, and I think what's that?
Ellen Becker
Yeah, Ella Becker had a nice header, but I think we got to give it to
Gotta give it to Kate.
Kate Bergen with the 2 saves here in the PK session. That's our player of the game. The Lamberti, Goki, and Lucci player of the game is Kate Bergen.
The Jags have punched their ticket to next week's state tournament in, stylish fashion. Wow, what an ending to this one tonight. Lots of people watching. Just a fun. I've seen 2 PKs this year. I haven't watched much soccer in my whole life, and I was told PKs are very rare. And I've seen 2 games this year, and in PKs. It's been a fun soccer season as this wraps up our Centennial Digital Soccer time this year, as the Central Iowa Sports Network will take over the state tournament next week. That'll be on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network. As you see, the Jags get the banner.
Here
their
comes
ticket
the boys
punched.
team. Here come the boys team as well, celebrating with the girls team.
That's awesome.
The Jags boys and girls are on to the state tournament. They'll be in the same venue next week down at County on the south side of Des Moines. What a fun atmosphere that will be. Want to make sure to thank all the businesses that made it possible to do all this during the postseason. Nick Darash Fitness, Sonny's Pizza Bistro. Of course, as always, we're driven by Freedom Tire throughout the course of the year. Kristen Geiger, Remax, Precision, Wilson Toyota jumped in to make sure this could get on. Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, Gershman Mortgage, Lane Family Wealth Management, Sinorama Ankeny, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, Springer Floor Care, Sonny's Pizza Bistro, Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill, the Iowa Rush Soccer Club, Ted Sandine Photography, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, U.S. Cellular, Made in the Shade, Wheeze Teas, and the Edward Jones offices of Kent Patterson. And Austin and Allie, you guys have had a heck of a week here. 4 games in 4 nights.
It's been a good
and 4-0 as the
Yeah.
duo here.
Good luck charms up here.
Absolutely, I appreciate Allie being up here. It was an honor to be able to share the booth with her, get her insights for the games. You did an excellent job, Andy. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be up here and be a part of these games. It's been a fun season. It's great to see both programs getting into the state tournament, and wish them good luck and hopefully things go really well for them there too. I think we have 2 good teams going into the state tournament.
We want to make sure to thank everybody who stuck with us tonight through some technical difficulties. But we got it on the air. We got the fun stuff on the air at the end. And the Jags able to win in PKs tonight in 3-2 in penalty kicks over Johnston, ending the season for the Dragons. So we'll be back. Austin Alley, your time with soccer done for right now, but I'll be back with softball and baseball starting next week here on Centennial Digital. Want to be sure to thank everybody who stuck with us throughout the last 6 months as we bring you Centennial Jaguar Athletics. For Austin